Sidney Crosby just turned 36 years old last month. He's only got 2 years left on his contract, including this one. And if you've seen him in interviews, like I'm thinking of the 32 Thoughts one last year, or even with Gord Miller a few days ago in Nova Scotia, not that he seems like he's done, but he seems very non-committal about how much longer he's going to play in the league. It's not like Yager when he was with Dallas or Jersey or even Florida, where you could tell like, oh, okay, this guy wants to keep playing. Now, Sid really wanted to leave the door open for like, hey, if I want to hang him up sooner rather than later, that's what I'm going to do. But then Rob Rossi of The Athletic posted a tweet in which he references an article he wrote where he spoke to Pat Brisson, who's Sidney Crosby's agent, calling him Hockey's Tom Brady. And right in the tweet it says it, Crosby wants a long-term commitment from the Penguins next summer. And through this free Hockey Feed article, you can also see that apparently Crosby's willing to take a hometown discount to make it happen. Now, at his age, I don't know what a long-term commitment would look like. Maybe, like, obviously it's not 8 years. But the cap is supposed to be going up quite a bit in the next few years, so a $10 million contracts, even $12.5 million, is not going to look the same. That's going to be like the new $10 million. So if Crosby does take a hometown discount, a lot of people like Pittsburgh Hawkey now speculating it might be some kind of version of the 87, because that's what he's been doing on his contracts. So if Crosby were to sign like 3 years at $8.7 million annually, I know that's even kind of pipe dreaming. Man, the Penguins would be so lucky for that. Honestly, I think this is the one guy, if you were to ask me, who do you think can still be very productive as a player into his 40s? I would say Sidney Crosby. His game doesn't rely on speed or physical play or needing to have the hottest shot in the game. And he very, very quietly put up 93 points last year on a Penguins team that was bad. Now, obviously, the Penguins have to be careful not to go too long-term. I mean, I do think Sidney Crosby's the type of player who could pull a Jaromir Jagr type NHL career, but you still got to be careful, especially with how he's talking about not really wanting to play deep into his 40s. But Dubas is a smart guy. I'm sure he wouldn't go and give 37-year-old Crosby a 5 or 6 year deal. And again, the way Crosby plays the game, he's not like McDavid, for example, where you need that blazing speed. I think that Crosby can be very effective into his 40s. So, I mean, anything under $10 million for Crosby up until he's a 41, maybe 42, I think the Penguins would be lucky to get him to sign that contract. And he finishes as a Penguin, the legacy, the whole deal, probably gets another shot at the cup, if not two. So yeah, the Pens will be really lucky if they can make this happen. And I mean, you see so many guys when they get up there in age where they want big money, long-term contracts so they're guaranteed to play, and they really handcuff their teams by signing those types of contracts. Now I know there's going to be people saying, dude, at that age, it's not going to be lucky for the Penguins to be paying Crosby that kind of money. And for like 95% of the league, I would agree with you that no, those guys should not be getting that kind of money. But Sidney Crosby is different. He always has been since... Honestly, he's been drafted in before when he's playing for Rimouski. This dude is special, and his game lends itself to the Jaromir Jagr formula. Right now, I think he's still capable of getting 90 to 100 points. I think he's probably going to get 100 points here. With Carlson joining the team, they look rejuvenated, ready to go on a run. We might see a 100-point season from Crosby this year. And then deeper into his late 30s and early 40s, you might see some 60, 70-point seasons. I think he's very capable of still being a very good offensive player, even when he gets up in age. But obviously, he wouldn't be signing the contract to do that. He'd be signing that contract to go get some more Stanley Cups. And, hey, I think that they're going to get at least one more kick at the can. You guys know where I'm at. I want to turn back the clock and get one more Crosby versus Ovechkin playoff series. Please, NHL script makers, can you please make that happen at least before their careers are over? But of course, I want to hear from you guys in the comments, and really interesting here, do you think Crosby can age like a fine wine and still get upwards of 60, 70 points into his late 30s and early 40s, or do you think he's going to drop off a cliff, father time is going to eat him up like it does pretty much everybody else? I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.